Well, that certainly was a game. Bruins win 5-1. Where's the towel? Where the heck is the towel? There's the towel. Bruins friends! For the first time in almost a month, it is time to hug it out. Because that is a 5-1 victory over the Carolina Hurricanes. Welcome back down into the den, everybody. And even though this was the first time the Bruins won a game in almost a month, the rest of Boston also wins because the Bruins have officially been eliminated from playoff contention. For the first time in doing Into the Den, the Bruins are not going to be in the playoffs. And I'll be honest, it feels liberating to finally cut bait and say, yeah, this season was a disaster. So you finally joined the club. Yep. Yeah, we did, Macklin. Does it feel good? Yeah, it does feel good. Feels good to finally embrace the fact that we suck. Hey, listen, it took us a little bit after losing to the Penguins to admit that we sucked. But, hey, drinks afterwards? Let's get some drinks, buddy. That is one very vindicated shark who knew that this season was going to be a disaster and decided not to tell me. But this game was interesting. Because for some reason, the Bruins actually decided to show up. I use this a lot, I realize it. This isn't just a matter of, oops, I sneezed, and all of a sudden we beat the Hurricanes. No, this was the Bruins actually putting something together. This game showed the highs of this team. And admittedly, even though Minton and Lysell continue to not do anything, that kind of frustrates me, there definitely are things to like about this. Oh my god, the Morgan Geekie chip that Jacob Slavin tries to bat out of the air, and it goes onto Pasta, who taps it and makes it flutter over Freddie Anderson. The Bruins are Freddie Anderson's kryptonite. They've been this way since he was on the Kings, since before he was on the Leafs, since before he was on the Hurricanes. And Jeremy Swayman, probably one of the best games that Swayman has had all season. 39 saves on 40 shots. Insane in performance. And people said, oh, Swayman decided to show up today. Yeah, Swayman has been showing up for pretty much the entire season. It's just that everybody in front of him has been awful. Except for the couple of games. 7 goals on 23 shots! But that was a little bit ago. Right now, we're a little bit past 7 goals on 23 shots. Right now, Swayman is playing out of his mind. Even though this ended up being yet another game where the Bruins could not get to 30 shots. We only had 26. The offense still put together a quality game. Even though Robida scored in the last minute of the game, and Ty Anderson really just did not want to have anything to do with it. The 31st installment to did the Bruins give up a goal in the last 2 minutes of a period? They did. Swayman played a great game. Elias Lindholm somehow had one of his best games here. The rest of this team put together a decent show. Carolina is a difficult team to predict at this point. They had a lot of moving part. They sent Jack Drury and Martin Necas for Mikko Rantanen and then traded him for just the entire draft and Logan Stankoven. This is a team where because they are hard to predict, because they have so many moving parts on their team, they're hard to really get a gauge on, and it's hard to predict if you're going to win. And usually with the Bruins, you end up with the answer of they lost. This might be one of the weakest Carolina teams in recent history, but you should never really count them out until it gets to the conference finals. Then just chalk up 4 straight losses for them. But with this team, because we're now out of playoff contention, I know it's going to be difficult against Buffalo, but you got to lose out. you have to lose out at this point. You need to get all the losses you can in order to get either Matthew Schaefer or Michael Misa. And I know. Probably if this is how this team was going to play, next year probably would have been the better year to do it. I would have loved if we were on this trajectory and the end result was Gavin McKenna. I would have adored if that was the case. But you can't, but you gotta play with the cards that you're given, and right now you're not really playing with a great hand. They've played it decently well. I wouldn't say it's the best that they've played it, but at the same time, I would say that you probably got a decent role player in the top 5 here. Just give it up for the rest of the season, and you don't need to try. You really don't. Please, stop trying. Although, admittedly, there's a part of me that is happy that the Bruins won in this game, just so that we did not have the additional embarrassment of, breaking the all-time Bruins record for consecutive losses. I keep saying you're allowed to lose, just don't make it embarrassing, and this is definitely one of those instances where you had the opportunity to make it embarrassing and you did not. So, kudos. And that's going to be it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys after the Buffalo game. Take care.